Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Rising, this is G. How are you? And thank you for being here. If you are a new all astrology viewer, this is where you come to be with family. This is where you come to be heard, to be understood. I want to hear from you in the comment section. I want to connect with you there. I will meet you there when you come and talk to me. So reach out and say, gee, I'm new, or gee, I'm back again. Let me see you. Let me hear you. Let me feel you. I'm going to talk to you directly here through your energies, but I want to hear your voice. I want to know that you understand what I'm talking about. And if you don't, I got to know that. Really jive together and feel one another so that we can rise together. Thank you for being here. I am very, very grateful for those who have been here before and who come back. I'm honored. And for those of you who are brand new, if you haven't been here, welcome. This is not a mistake. You are right where you belong. Capricorn, we're going to go over your August. We're going to do the front end of August, the first half of August. So we're going to begin with the August full moon, and I'm going to highlight 5 things to talk about for you, Cap. 5 things. These 5 things, there might be some extra golden nuggets of knowledge that I always give as we go along. There's just so much to cram in, especially in the month of August. There is a lot of change. Planets that are going to be making some having hard conversations, taking the planets, understanding that they exude personality like a human being. What's up there is the macro. What's down here, us, the life we're living here in the 3D, the micro of that macro. That galaxy, the cosmos, the heavens, they're all right here. We all contain this right here within each and every one of us. That divine beauty, that awesomeness is right here. Each and every single solitary one of us has heaven. We hold heaven right here, which is why it's so important to connect there, because that is where your sacred place of peace is. So what we're looking at is Pluto, and Mercury. Now, when I look at where these planets are for you in your life, when we're talking in the context, the big picture being in you, the little picture, we are talking about deep transformational change. Pluto's been in your sign, which is your first house, okay, which is Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Rising. So going through changes, but this means not just physical structure changes, it could be changes in where you live, changes in where you work, because Capricorn energy represents our job, our profession, our careers, where we express our best in our life. Now, Pluto being there, anytime we hear the planet Pluto, it's all about deep transformational changes. So you've been doing this, okay? We also have Mercury, a factor. Mercury is talking, thinking, relating, communicating. Mercury is social media, is in news, is the internet, is networking, is my community, my immediate environment, my peers, my neighbors. So when we talk about these two, all right, what's going to be occurring is Pluto being deep transformational change, and Pluto is also power. Pluto is also behind the scenes. Pluto is so deep we don't see it, right? It's really deep stuff. It's sometimes, we refer to Pluto as representing soul energy because it's so deep. It can't be seen, and it is timeless. It's the phoenix because it gets burned down to the ashes, and yet somehow out of those ashes it rises. This is you in your first house right now. You've got phoenix energy in your first house, which is sweet, but it's not smooth. It's never going to be smooth where the phoenix is at. Pluto is the phoenix, and it's never going to be smooth because it's always about, it's stirring up things at the root level. Roots are things that take hold over a long period of time. Well, when Pluto comes along, it wants to make changes. So it takes stuff out by the root, throws it out, gets rid of it. Think of the gardener, right? You're going to the yard and you're like, okay, I need to do some weeding in my garden. What are you doing? You know that to get rid of those weeds, you got to get them by the root. And that is Pluto energy. It's going to take and make changes by taking out the old roots that had been there for so long. It has to get rid of them. So that is not always fun. It's not always pain-free. And typically change, a lot of us resist change, right? We like things to be stable. We know we can count on something. So Mercury comes along with some news, because that's what Mercury is. And so it's news about change. It's news that's going to bring change. It's also going to have to do with people in power. which means it could be big business and government. But somehow it's, when we talk about your chart and we look at where this is in your life, this is going to be work related, totally work related for you, because Mercury is in the placement of your work. It's in your 6th house and it's in Gemini. And so it's going to be all about, it could be working with siblings actually, because the sign of Mercury and in Gemini is sibling energy, is my neighbor's energy, is my community energy, my immediate environment energy. Now, 6th house and your 1st house, domestic pets, it's habits and routines that have to do with pets, but also your health and also work habits. There, the 6th house has multiple meanings to it, and so we kind of have to grab a hold of all of them, because depending upon who you are and how you use your free will, like for me, let's give an example. 6th house energy for me, health is a thing for me, especially right now. I've been really going through some deep transformations in my health, but let's pretend I was a person where my health wasn't a big deal. Well, then it's a possibility. It's not so much about my health habits and health routines, but my work habits and work routines, because each energy holds possibilities, like 5, 6, 7, 8 possibilities of the way they can express, of the inclinations that we feel, right? The incoming energies come through us and we feel like, okay, I'm feeling like I want to do this. I'm feeling like I want to do that. For some people, if they're not into animals, right? It's like they're diving into their work routines. I love animals. I'm a big animal person. So anytime Virgo energy or the 6th house energy gets triggered, it's an immediate, for me, I'm just all about the animals, right? Not that it doesn't happen with work too, because I've also found out that for a lot of folks, their level of awareness on how energy expresses and how they perceive it occurring in their life has so much to do with whether it actually happened or not. Like it's that whole, if I didn't see or hear that tree fall, did it fall? Well, of course the tree fell. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. It's that whole, my ability to perceive something, and if we don't perceive it, then we think we didn't receive it. But that's not always true. It's like when you get something in the mail. It comes, sits in the mailbox, but you haven't gone out to the mailbox in 2 weeks' time. Well, does that mean that you didn't get anything in the mail? Energies and frequencies, the energetic cycles of astrology and the planets, it's the same thing. Yeah, but this didn't happen and I so expected it. Yeah, but sometimes we have certain expectations and we think they should look a certain way, right? An event, we're like, oh yeah, this is going to be happening. But the reality is you're dealing with a limitless source. God, source, Father, Mother, Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call this. All right, this is limitless. So you can't, in our little mind, we can't possibly fathom the possibilities of how something can express. So for you, health habits, work routines, health and hygiene is a big one, especially, I always used to forget to say hygiene, but I won't anymore since Corona, right? Since the virus is around, the ugly bug, right? This is a very big deal and we are all more focused on that in ways we've never been before. Information coming across could be definitely people in power, people at your job, people that you work with. Information, but on a big scale, people in the government, people in the world stage, people who have a lot of power. And typically people who have a lot of money have a lot of power. We're talking about mad money, right? Mad power, because Pluto represents power. Big time power. So the next, number 4, we're going to go to number 4 for you. Okay. Number 4 is a biggie. It's Mars and Jupiter squared up. Now, Mars and Jupiter can represent great opportunities, business opportunities, work opportunities. The caution here with Mars squaring Jupiter, we've got Mars in your Arian energy. So this is your home. Yeah, this is your 1st house and your 4th house. And when I say that, that means this is you and this is your home. This is your, where you physically live place, right? Home. But it's also this home here. It's your inner world. You've got your Arian energy typically in your 4th house. And yes, 4th house represents home. So it's your place of peace. It's your kingdom. It's where you go to chill. It's your place. There can be an opportunity that comes up because when Mars squares Jupiter, what it does, it presents beneficial activity, beneficial actions. So there could be something that you want to do, right? You have Aries energy in your 4th house, which means you're always looking to start something at home. You might be the one who's always changing the rooms around, moving the furniture, initiating new things, because Aries likes to start stuff. that kind of energy in the home can be really difficult if you don't know how to use it, meaning you don't know how to give it an activity to be focused on, how to keep it channeled in what directions. This could be someone who's very combative at home and a really low expression of the energy. So you want to be, yeah, you want to be aware of that. You might be someone, because that energy, it's antsy. It needs to have something to do. Think about that. It needs to have something to do. And Mars being there now, right, for the next 5 months, roughly, right? August, September, October, November, December. Mars being there for the next 5 months means in the home, Mars gets the home fired up. It adds fuel, it adds heat to the home. Now, this could be great if you're working from home, right? This could be great if you're going to be doing physical activity at home. Maybe you're going to be starting some workout routine at home. But Mars in the home means give that energy a place to go, a thing to focus on, something to do. Otherwise, if you don't, right? If you don't utilize and use it as a tool and understand you've got to channel it, you've got to guide it, right? You've got to give it projects, give it work. It loves work. It has to have a physical way to do something, a physical expression of some sort. So you got to figure that out for you. I'm not saying go out and start running. I'm not saying start a workout routine, because everybody has to figure that out, for them in their own personal life. Like, where are you at in your physicality, right? Like, what are you capable of? Like, give it a project, give it something to channel, give it a way to express in a healthy way, in a really healthy way. Meaning, if you don't do that, likely it can be very combative. And this is going to be so important. I'm going to save that last nugget. It'll actually be a bonus nugget I'm going to give at the end. It's going to be really important. You're going to want to hear that. Now, number three is a big full moon. Now, the full moon is on the 3rd of August, okay? This is a big deal. That's why I did a separate video for it. Please go watch it, because in this full moon on the 3rd of August, it's a full moon in Aquarius, which is group energy, which is friendships, which is the internet, social media. It is astrology, but it's also, there's a lot of big heavy hitters involved here, shocks and surprises. We've got like Uranus energy, Uranus and Earth squaring Uranus energy. So we can expect shocks and surprises. This would be more serious depending upon if you have something at the degrees. Go watch that video so you can find out what those degrees are. You have a visual. I show you all of it, and I break it down really in depth so that, I just dissect the shit out of it. And you want to take a look to find out for you. For you, generally, your Aquarian energy for Capricorn ascendant is in your 2nd house of money. It's in your 2nd house of resources. Now, having a moon there, having the full moon there, I mean, there's a culmination, there's a letting go of something, there's a releasing of something, because it's a full moon. And when the full moon comes, it shines a light on something. So there's a value. That's your 2nd house energy, what I value. So this is groups, your group energy. You value groups, you value your social circle, you value, it could be you're working on social media, or you've just been socializing on the internet. So there's maybe a group you're letting go of. Maybe, a lot of people have been like kind of dissing Facebook a lot lately. I know I have been, not dissing it, but I have been so focused on this other stuff and other areas, and I don't have time to engage there because I can spend all day there. It can swallow up all of me. And I had to realize, okay, I have to back off a little bit because I'm spending a lot of time doing this, engaging with people, which I like, but at the same time, there's so many other things that I have to get done, and I have to really learn how to use my time wisely. So it could be something like that, or it could be something not so positive, like, just not fun information, not really positive information coming across, which is a big deal. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're all dealing with a lot. So have more understanding and empathy for that, but realizing there's a letting go because it's culminating moon. Now, what you also are going to need to know is the other factor, what makes this full moon a big deal. And this is your Taurus energy, because you're getting a square. You're getting a big, difficult square from the planet Uranus. And that is the planet of shakeups, of surprises. Wow! That is Uranus energy. It's like, whoa, I had no idea. I got blindsided. I did not know that. That's the planet Uranus. The keywords for the planet Uranus: expect the unexpected. So your Taurus energy is in your 5th house. I'm going to tell you what the fifth house words, the key words for the 5th house energy is. It is children, it's fun, it's creativity, it's romance, dating, mating, relating. The 5th house is where you take a risk in the world, and you take a risk with your money, with what you value, because you have Taurus energy there. It's that location of our house where we want to have, it's entertainment. It's where we have a good time with our body. Okay, how you have a good time with your money. But Taurus energy is also food, right? Are you creative with food? Because fifth house is all about creativity. Don't let me forget that. That is the house of the creative, right? It's the arts, man, right there, the house of creativity. So having Taurus energy, you can be very creative with food. Fifth house energy with Taurus, it can also, Taurus sing. They are great singers. Taurus energy rules the throat, the vocal cords, the throat. Taurus is known to have this, the eye of the bull, right? They have the light. They can bring the light. They share the light. They shine the light for others, literally. Taurus energy, you know, there's multiple layers of all of these energies, and I try to hit a little bit on the base energy and the medium and the high expression to try to give a most rounded reading, because depending upon who you are and how your life is living, how you express your energy, you could be, you know, oscillating at multiple different layers all the time, because I think we all are. I don't think anybody is always up there oscillating at the virtue 100% of the time in their life. We're humans. Let's be real. We're humans. So a big shock and surprise that fifth house is going to be bringing to your second house of money and of values. Surprising. Now, the shocks and surprise typically don't always have to be bad, but because it's a square means it usually will bring us some sort of testing and stress and tension. We're going to go on to number two. Mercury, Venus and Mercury are going to be making a move. Venus is going to be moving into the sign of Cancer. So this means Venus is what I love, who I love, my values, my resources is going into your seventh house. Your seventh house is your significant one-on-one relationships. This could be business partnerships. Can also be marriage partnerships. This is the house of partnerships. So Venus going there can be very beneficial for you. Cancer energy. So this is family. This is home. This is mom energy. This is nurturing, right? So if you were someone who works in an area of your life where you're dealing with people one-on-one, this could be beneficial, because that seventh house is also that, where I'm working one-on-one with somebody. That's really seventh house. Like right now, me speaking with you, talking about your Capricorn energy, right? And telling you all this. We're doing this one-on-one. Yes, I know there's more than just you and me listening, but that doesn't matter. I am literally focused in on you right now. Yes, you. Right now, I'm focused in on your energy, and I'm touching in with you, and I feel you. I understand you. I get it. I see you here energetically. And when I can see somebody energetically, in a sense, I become them. I resonate deeply with you then, and I'm able to speak. And so this is an example of one-on-one. You're over there, I'm right here, but I'm touching in with you. I'm touching in with you. You've got Cancer energy in your seventh house. Nurturing, mom, feelings, emotions, right? If Venus is there, you're going to embrace these things even more. They're going to become more important to you. You're going to gravitate towards them more. Venus is who I love, what I love, how I love. So this could be interesting for you. I don't have your personal chart. For anybody who's interested to find out what your rising sign is, comment your digits below. It's free. I am passionate about it. I will find it for you. This is my service to you. Going into Cancer, family, mom, nurturing, my tribe. This is also history. This is also lovers maybe from a past life, people that might be touching in that you haven't heard from in a long time. Might be checking in with you, say, hey, what's going on? Because this is what Venus energy in Cancer energy is. Cancer is all about the past. Cancer is all about not just the past of this life, but from other lifetimes. Mercury moving into the sign of Leo. This is wonderful. This is important to remember. This is number one. Number one, you want to stay focused on this, because we have some difficult aspects, okay, when we come into August. We are talking the first 10, 15 days of August, everything I'm talking about, right? All of this stuff. There's big shocks and surprises, big information coming through about people who are in power, people who are in control. This is government, this is big business. There could be rumblings within the earth. There could be volcanoes. Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, and this is earth energy. So when Uranus gets involved, there are disruptions within the earth itself, right? And this means the land, right? This means the planet. So you can just be aware that that's a possibility. Mercury is about optimism. Positivity is about light, is about brightness, because it's in the energy of Leo. Now, it's only in the energy of Leo for like 14 days in this month. This is going to be super important, okay? This is a time when I am advising everybody, because Mercury is how we think. It's how we speak. It's how we relate. When we understand energy, when we understand that we are what we think, it's not just we are what we eat, right? But we are what we think. And that energy, you know, a natural law is that whatever we hold here, that is what we attract to us. Think of energy as a boomerang. You put it out there, that's what you think, that's what you release, that's what you emit, that's what you radiate, it's what you send out. And what you send out comes back to you. Makes you want to rethink things, doesn't it? When Mercury is in the sign of Leo, and it's our thinking, it gives us this opportunity to say, you know what? It's time to start my prayers of gratitude, daily prayers of gratitude, every morning, whatever is good for you. You know, you work it out for you, but having a way, a system, whether you're writing things down, whatever it may be, where you're trying to say, you know what? I know this is tough. I know I've had losses. I know this happened and I know this happened, but guess what? I have to make myself think about at least 2, 3, 4, 5 things that I am grateful for. Honestly, we have to start honing in on that and create this mind training. We have to start saying, okay, I'm grateful because this happened. I'm grateful because this didn't happen. I've got this in my life. I've got this person in my life. Just what events have come, what events have transpired when you got through those changes and when you had some time to sit back and think about them, you realize a lot of good came from those changes. So this is Mercury in Leo energy. Mercury in Leo is also how to have a good time and laughter. Leo loves to laugh, loves to have fun. That is Leo. Leo's like, okay, how can we have fun? How can we have fun? What can we do next? What can I do next? Leo loves to laugh, loves to smile. Leo energy is all about bringing sunshine to you. It expresses from the heart. It is heart energy. Leo's ruler is the sun. And what does the sun do? It feeds us, literally. Fire force in our mind at this time. And this is powerful and we're going to need it. It's not a coincidence. We're going to need it. There's going to be Mercury opposing Saturn. Okay. This is a nugget I'm giving you. It doesn't feel real positive, but it's Saturn on one end, Mercury at the other. And Saturn and Mercury are exactly opposing each other on the 3rd. Okay. This is all part of this full moon energy, but it lasts, right, for a couple days before the full moon, a couple days after. It's like, wow, what a downer, because Saturn restricts, okay? It restricts and it makes us feel like the responsibilities of the world are hanging down heavy on our shoulders. We feel burdened by our thoughts. And so when Mercury eventually moves, which won't be long, it will eventually move into another sign and it'll pull away from Saturn energy. And it is that time, those 14 days, okay? August 6th, Mercury goes into Leo. And after that, you've got just 14 days to begin a mental mind routine. Optimism, positivity, beauty, love, and unity. Grateful, appreciative. Do this. This will get us far because we have some rough times coming. So make sure your mind routine, your mind training, your optimism, that you take care of it. You make sure you put it first because you have to be right here before you can be right out there. There's one more nugget of knowledge. This is the big one. In this month, okay, and August 9th, August 10th, August 11th, we have some are calling it the War of the Planets, right? The War of the Roses, the War of the Planets. It's kind of like that. It's Mars and Pluto, and they are going to square off, okay? I am going to tell you where this is going to happen for you, Capricorn. This is going to be all about your first house, okay? This is you, without a doubt, and your 4th house, your home. I mentioned this a little bit earlier when I talked about Jupiter and Mars squaring off, and it could be beneficial actions, beneficial opportunities. Take those beneficial opportunities and actions and be smart with them. Mars has a tendency when it hears something, it wants to run with it and it says, oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for. I'm going to go for it. Mars tends to be extremely impulsive, and you don't want to let Mars just run after something. You want to say, hey, 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 slow down. Come here, come here, come here. Sit down right here with me and let's talk about this first. Let's look at it. Let's see the realities of it. And then we'll make a decision. Then we'll give an answer, or then we'll start, we'll walk towards that thing, whatever that opportunity is. But it's a beneficial opportunity that can come. And for some of you, depending upon other things in your chart, this could be huge. And for some, you may not even notice it. You just want to think things through. Now, here's the other butt end part, right? Is that Mars then, not long after, the Jupiter thing. Mars will be squaring Pluto, okay? Now, this is at home and this is with yourself, okay? This is what I was talking about, being very careful about Mars always needing something to do, otherwise it will fight, because that is what Mars was born to do. When Mars had his birthday, when Mars came to life, it literally came out of the womb holding knives, one in each hand. That's Mars energy. It came out ready to fight. So you want to, when you are more aware of that, you will then say, okay, what would I do with energy like that? Energy that wants to fight, that can be combative a lot. It has so much energy, right? It's like, come on, let's do it. I'm ready. So you really want to give it a way to physically express. Again, figure out what that is for you, because when Mars and Pluto square up, it really is a war. It really is it can be a dangerous time. I'm going to be honest with you. It can be a dangerous time. The good news is it's not for long. Mars doesn't go real slow. Mars moves along. But here's the word of caution. I will do another video towards the end of August, because in September, Mars will actually go backwards. When it goes backwards, what that means is it will square this again. So you are going to meet this energy actually 2 more times. You're going to meet this energy. We're going to talk about it. I'll do more videos. We'll talk about it. This is a taste of that when you meet up with this, okay? And so this is going to be most prominent 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th of August. This energy is squaring up tightly. And so you want to really, really be aware of that, okay? This would be something that you don't want to hurt anybody, okay? And I don't want to hurt anybody. And so I have to be aware of where this is happening for me, because this is for all of us. It's not just Capricorn. It's for everybody. It's a transit. It's the planets up in the sky. So we're all going to be feeling this big energy. And for folks who have matching planets at those same degrees, it's going to be 23 degrees. Mars is going to get to like 21 degrees on the 10th. And you'll start feeling it, because Pluto's at 23. And anytime Mars gets within like 2 degrees of a planet, you can feel it. Some people can feel it 3 days in advance. It just depends on each individual and their level of sensitivity. It's going to affect your significant one-on-one relationships. That is your Cancer energy that I spoke of earlier. Mars will be creating a big T square, okay? It'll be squaring your ascendant, and it'll be squaring your 7th house of marriage. Of significant relationships and partnerships. So this is difficult, okay? But things will likely be happening in the world as well on a grand scale. On the micro, it's in your private life, but on the grand scale, there will be other big things happening out in the world. So take care. Take care of you, take care of yourself, take care of your family. Understand that energy is, and that what we hold here, we put out there, and what we put out there comes back here. Remember, use Mercury in the mind training. It'll get you very far.